Hello,
Hi.
Hi.
welcome to our video. We are here representing countries and its economic challenge as described in this book, The World is Curved by David M. Smick. I'm Astrid, I'm representing the United States.
I'm Amalia, representing China.
I'm Bernard, representing Japan.
And I'm Okta, representing Saudi Arabia. Well, I believe we are all agreed to say that we are all facing some significant economic challenge in our respective countries. So Astrid, why don't you start with the economic challenge that you have in US based on this book, The World is Curved?
Okay, Mbak Okta, I'll start. So in this book, it says that the United States has a large and growing burden, which could lead to a loss of confidence in the country's ability to repay its debt. This could have significant economic implications, including higher interest rates, inflation, and weakened US dollars.
In China, we're facing our own economic and demographic challenge, such as income inequality and environmental degradation. But one of the biggest concerns for us is the global economic balance. China rises as a global economic power has shifted the balance of power, which could destabilize the global economy.
While for Japan, we are also facing significant economic challenges. Our economy has stagnated in recent years, and we're struggling with demographic challenges such as aging population. But one thing that is set us apart is the role of our housewives. They control a significant portion of household spending, which can have a major impact on global markets.
Well, in Saudi Arabia, as we know that we're also heavily dependent on oil export, which it could be threatened by the world's increasing focus on renewable energy sources. So Saudi Arabia need to find ways to diversify the economy, such as promote other industry, tourism, and technology innovation, and attract investment all over the world to our country to ensure long-term economic sustainability. What about you, Astrid?
Yeah, well, I think we all agree that the impact of fluctuation in oil prices in Saudi Arabia can have impact on global energy markets. This is just like how the subprime mortgage crisis that happened in the United States affected the world. This had far-reaching consequences around the world, which just goes to show how interconnected our economics are.
So why did the subprime mortgage crisis, an event that directly impacted a relatively small piece of the global market, have such a catastrophic impact on the world market as a whole?
Yeah, it sounds small, yeah, but actually it's simply because although the subprime losses are small in context of financial market, the lack of transparency that it conflicted has diminished the investor confidence. It also dried up the financial liquidity and then threatened the very foundation of our world financial system.
If I might add here, with the internet connecting the world, including the world finance, the huge drying up financial liquidity affected the world market in an immediate timeline.
Okay, I guess that's all correct. This domino effect from US subprime crisis affected global market within hours. Yeah, as we know that money can now move across countries border easily. Just within a minute, just within a seconds, the money can move across the world.
Correct, it's just one click away. Well, we can compare the subprime crisis to past events like in Japan's economic stagnation in the 1990s. Japan also experienced a period of economic stagnation and price deflations known as Japan's Lost Decade from 1991 through 2001. The economic slowdown was caused in part by the Bank of Japan hiking interest rates to cool down the real estate market. The Bank of Japan policies created a liquidity trap while a credit crunch was unfolding. Lessons from Japan's lost decade include using public funds to restructure bank balance sheets and preventing deflation and inflation from causing stagnations.
Interesting. Thank you for sharing, Bernard. Anyway, there's another economic challenge that US and China face. The United States and China have been engaged in a trade war, which has created a significant uncertainty and volatility in the global economy. Free trade is essential to global economic growth and stability, and we need to find ways to work together to ensure that. What do you think?
Yeah, Japan also needs to find a new ways to boost economic growth and address demographic challenges, such as promoting immigrations and increasing the birth rates. But I believe that the economic power of Japan's housewife is a critical factor in global economic stability, and we need to find ways to leverage that power.
Another issue from the Saudi Arabia country is about political instability. It's definitely a concern to our country. Saudi Arabian government's authoritarian rule and per human rights record have created political instability both within the country and in the broader Middle East region. So it's really important for the Saudi Arabian government to address this issue and create a more stable political environment. This political stability can have significant economic consequences, including affecting global oil prices and creating uncertainty for the investors. Saudi Arabia needs to address this to adapt to the changing global energy market. What do you think, Astrid?
Yeah. I have another issue in the United States. Yep. So my country also has issue about the gap between the rich and the poor. This gap have been widening in recent decades, which could lead to social unrest and political instability as well. So this instability may lead to a diminution of investor confidence in the United States, which is not good for us. We need to reduce the income inequality, then therefore it will create a more stable and more sustainable economy.
Well, in China, we experience challenges coming from our unique approach to capitalism. Our capitalism is heavily influenced by the state of governing political parties. There has been trust issue in how business operates in China, and it has created tension with other countries and led to concern about the country's role in the global economy.
So in addressing this global economic challenge, the government of Saudi Arabia should develop not only political stability, but also invest in education and training for its people to develop new skills and new industries. Okay.
Oh, all right. So I think that's all from each of us. Thank you everyone for sharing. That's very insightful from each country here. I think it's very clear that we all have our own unique challenges. However, we're all connected in this global economy. So we need to work together to ensure the long-term sustainability and economic stability. This is for the benefit of all countries and the world as a whole.
I couldn't agree more, Astrid. Well, before we are leaving, I think it's better for us and for the audience to know our personal shares. Amalia, would you like to start?
Sure, I can start. I think the book is balanced. It's fair and enlightening discussion of capitalism and the advantages and the pitfall of the new global economy. The book appeals to anybody as it's trying to make sense of a financial system that, as Smick writes, I can quote, 1 minute appears to be performing beautifully and the next act as if the world is coming to the end. What about your thoughts, Astrid?
Right. Well, from my end, I personally think that the book is a breakthrough during its era. It was written back in 2009, shortly after the subprime crisis in the United States. So David Smith probably was one of the first people who talks about how fragile the global economic market now, that technology has intertwined the global market. However, I think the book is not very appealing for people with limited understanding in economic background. The storytelling rambles and jumps between topics, so it might be difficult to follow for people that are non-expert in economics. Well, Okta, what is your opinion on the book?
So I think this is an excellent book that offers an insider's view of our current financial calamity mixed with a healthy dose of the economic theory. The books point out potential weakness in China banking, the withering central bank power, the huge growth of global liquidity, a possible repeat in the US of a Japanese banking scandal as in the 1990s, the rapid movement of money across borders. The books also highlight how the importance of regulation to assist the economic globalization. So, what do you think, Bernard?
Well, for my personal opinion, the book is very interesting. The book explains that the world, or we can say the financial world, at least, isn't flat but curves, that is characterized by surprising discontinuities. I got insight that the financial system is constantly changing, and there are so many moving parts that no one can be sure what's coming next. It really put into perspective that the dangers that lurk within the financial realm as private capital is massive and let loose on the world's markets. With the massive oceans of global capital flowing around the world today under free market conditions, the economy becomes quite volatile and impossible to forecast, just like the weather. Well, we all have shared our thoughts on this book. Overall, each of us gained more insights on global economic markets and its challenges by reading and reviewing this book. I hope you enjoy this video and gain some understanding as well. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye. Thank
Bye.
you.